Hi class, just a reminder, when we take math notes, anytime I'm using green, we write. Anytime it's red, you pause and watch. Tonight's lesson is numerical number expression. It's found in Swun 2-2. Our learning objective is tonight I will interpret and write expressions. We have a few vocabulary terms. These are very important when we want them to be memorized in our minds because we're going to be using them throughout the problems and throughout the rest of this school year. So difference, that is a subtraction problems answer. Subtraction answer. And again, this is our sign for subtraction. Sum, that is an addition problems answer. Addition answer. And here's our addition sign. Product, that's going to be a multiplication answer. And we have our multiplication sign, and then a quotient is a division answer. Our steps for tonight. Step number 1, we're going to underline the 2 parts of the problem. Sorry about that. And then next step is you're going to ask yourself, what will I need to do first? Then you're going to circle it. Step number 3 is write an expression making it clear what needs to happen first. And we're going to do that by using parentheses. Parentheses. And again, parentheses look like this. Okay, so now I'm getting out my red pen, so you're going to pause. And you're going to look at my example. So our first problem says add 5 and then multiply by 2. So again, I want to have my steps out with me so that I know what this problem is asking me. So step number 1 says underline the 2 parts of the problem. So I have add 5 and 6, that's one part, and then multiply by 2, that's my second part. Step number 2 says ask yourself, what will I need to do first? And then I'm going to circle it. So it says add 5 and 6, then multiply by 2. Then tells me this happens second. So I am going to circle add 5 and 6 because we have to do that first, then multiply by 2. Then step number 3 says write an expression making it clear what needs to happen first by using parentheses. So I'm going to add 5 plus 6. I'm going to do that first, so I'm going to put it in parentheses, then multiply by 2. Then I'm just going to write multiply by 2. Okay, I'm just double checking. I've completed all the steps. That's my answer. We're going to look at my next example. My next example says subtract 4 from the sum of 8 and 3. So again, I'm going to go back to my steps. Step number 1 says underline the 2 parts of the problem. So subtract 4, that's one part, and from the sum of 8 and 3. So sum of 8 and 3. I see this word sum. I'm thinking, what does sum mean? Sum means addition problem. So I'm just going to put a little plus sign up above it. So I remember that means addition. Okay, step number 2, ask yourself what you need to do first. Subtract 4 from the sum of 8 and 3. This from tells me that I actually need to find out the sum of 8 and 3 first. Then I need to subtract 4 from that number. So I'm going to circle what I need to do first. And then I'm going to write an expression making it clear what needs to happen first by using parentheses. So 8 and 3, so I have 8 plus 3, because remember we used the word sum. I'm going to put that in parentheses, and then I just needed to subtract 4. So 8 plus 3 minus 4 is the exact same thing as saying subtract 4 from the sum of 8 and 3. Okay, I'm all done with step number 2. Problem number 2, and here's my final example that I'm going to be using a red pen for. It says, write a sentence for the following expression. So before we followed the steps to write one, now we need to kind of use the steps again, but just to write our sentence. So underline the 2 parts of the problem. So we have 12 divided by 3, and then plus 5. Step number 2 says, ask yourself what I need to do first and circle it. So the parentheses, again, 3 told us parentheses shows us that's the first. So this is the first, and now we just need to write it. So this says 12 divided by 3. So I'm going to say divide 12 by 3. Then what do I need to do? Then add 5. You might come up with your sentence a little bit different than mine, and that's okay if you're going to end up with the same expression. So we're going to now do some guided practice. I'm getting out my green pen. Number 1 says double 6, then subtract 4. So I'm going to follow the steps. Step number 1, underline the 2 parts. Double 6, subtract 4. Okay, then it says to circle what you need to do first. Double 6, then subtract 4. Then meaning you do that after. So double 6 is going to be first. And then I'm going to have to write an expression making it clear what needs to happen first by using parentheses. So again, whatever, for double 6, I have to have that in parentheses. And I need to ask myself, what does double 6 mean? Double 6, I could do 2 times 6. That means that there's double 6. So I'm going to put that in parentheses and then subtract 4. Minus 4. Another way I could have said double 6 is I could have said 6 plus 6 in parentheses because I need to double it first, then subtract 4, minus 4. Both are correct for double 6. Okay, step number 2, divide by 2 the sum of 6 and 12. Okay, I need to go back to my steps, underline the 2 parts of the problem. So divide by 2 the sum of 6 and 12. Okay, then I need to ask myself, what do I need to do first? Divide by 2 the sum of 6 and 12. So I need to first find the sum of 6 and 12 so I know what I'm dividing by 2. So I'm going to circle the 6 and the 12. That's going to tell me I need to do that first. So I'm going to do sum. Remember, sum means addition. So 6 plus 12. And then I need to do divide by 2. And again, whatever's circled has to be in parentheses. Okay, step number 3 says write a sentence for the following expression. So I have my 2 parts that I'm underlining. I'm circling the one that I have to do first. So now I can write my my sentence. So add 5 and 3. Then multiply by 4. That could work. There's other ways you could have said it. You could have said, find the sum of 5 and 3, then multiply by 4. Many different answers. This is going to be the example that I'm going to show you tonight. Okay, if we flip it over, you notice you have 4 homework problems. I want you to come to class with everything in green pen filled out along with those homework problems. I'm going to check those. And then at the end, please rate your understanding. Have a wonderful evening.